I discovered 1,800 Americans are killed in winter crashes every year, and what it comes down to is the same mistakes that we do over and over again.
About 1 in 4 weather crashes happen on snowy or icy roads. Thousands of crashes every year happen during snowfall. Snow doesn't just look pretty, it quickly turns roads into skating rinks, and most drivers treat it like a Tuesday and ignore the snow.
Here's the first myth. All-wheel drive is safer. It helps you go, but it does absolutely nothing to help you stop.
All-wheel drive can help you move forward. It doesn't help you stop faster. Stopping depends on your tires. Winter tires can shorten stopping distances by up to 30% in cold weather. That's the difference between a close call and calling your insurance company.
So when the temperature drops below 45 degrees, all-season tires harden, where winter tires stay soft and malleable, and they give you more grip, and more grip equals more control.
Winter tires are made for softer rubber and stay bendy in the cold. All-season tires get stiff when it freezes. Stiff rubber slides. Softer rubber grips. So, if it's cold, swap your tires before the snow falls, not after you meet a snowbank.
The second myth is if you're experienced, you'll be fine. Actually, the first snowfall increases fatal crash risk by 30%.
The first snow of the season is the most dangerous, not because the snow is special, but because drivers forget to slow down. Your reaction time stays the same, but your stopping distance can double. Physics doesn't care about what you can do, it cares about its laws.
Posted speed limits assume dry roads. Snow changes that math completely.
On packed snow, experts say slow down by at least 1/3. On ice, cut your speed in half and double your following distance. If you normally leave 3 seconds, make it 6. Think of it as giving yourself room to be clever later.
Bridges freeze first, not because they're dramatic, because cold air circulates above and below them.
Bridges get cold from top to bottom. That means they freeze faster than regular roads. So, slow down before you get on one and don't brake halfway across. That's not bravery, that's optimism, and you're asking for trouble.
Snow left on your car doesn't disappear. When you move, it becomes airborne.
Snow and ice left on your roof can fly off while you're driving and hit the car behind you. So clear your roof, your windows, your mirror, and your lights. Modern safety systems use cameras and radar. If they're covered in snow, you're basically guessing, and guessing is not ideal at 60 miles an hour.
Technology helps stability control, ABS, traction control, but none of it can create traction if it isn't there.
Stability control and ABS help keep you pointed straight. They save lives, but they can only work with the grip your tires have. If there's no grip, you can't invent it. This isn't magic, it's math.
Preparation goes beyond tires. If you're stranded in sub-freezing temperature, time matters.
If you get stuck in freezing weather, it can turn serious quickly. Keep blankets, water, flashlights, and jumper cables, and a charged phone in the car. It's not dramatic, it's sensible. Very unglamorous, but very smart.
70% of US roads are located in wintry areas, and that means winter driving is quite normal for those people. But the education for winter driving is rarely part of any driver's ed system.
Most drivers have never practiced sliding on snow, so when the car moves unexpectedly, they panic. A safe way to learn is practicing in an empty, snowy parking lot, or even take a winter driving class. It's much better to learn on purpose than when you absolutely have to, and it's a surprise.
And here's another misconception: all-wheel drive helps you climb hills. True, but it doesn't help you descend them.
Going downhill on ice is tricky. Gravity is now involved. Slow down before you start downhill. Use gentle braking and steady speeds. If you wait until you get sliding, you're negotiating from a weak position.
Most crashes are labeled too fast for conditions, but that doesn't necessarily mean someone was breaking the speed limit.
Speed limits are designed for dry pavement. So on snow and ice, the friction drops a lot. That means the safe speed is often much lower than the sign says it is. Drive for the road you have, not the road you wish you had.
The simplest rule: slow down, leave space, stay smooth.
Quick steering, hard braking, and fast acceleration use up grip, and in winter, grip is limited. Think of it as a small budget and spend it carefully. If you waste it all at once, you'll be walking home.
1,800 crashes a year, and most are preventable. They weren't necessarily caused by winter conditions, they were caused by overconfidence.
Most winter crashes happen because drivers go too fast, follow too closely, or don't use proper tires. These are simple problems and they have simple solutions. Slow down, leave space, use the right equipment, and sensible wins.
Respect the numbers and respect the conditions. And remember, stopping is more important than starting. I'm Nik Miles and I love my job.